Hi, Professor. I'm Madeline. Today we are going to discuss about our Tiny Tots chatbot application. We are the group 6. The team members are Jisha, Madeline, Sanita, and Sinu. Now going to the introduction. Today, most of the daycares doesn't have any proper communication channel the parents could rely on if they want to make an inquiry or request. So every time the parents have to pay a visit to the daycare to get information regarding their child. So this causes a lot of inconvenience to the parents. It is from this issue the plan of introducing a chatbot on the daycare website evolved. The chatbot facilitates seamless communication and saves money and time. Live chat offered by this application will give an instant response and offers round-the-clock accessibility. The Tiny Tot chatbot engages with the audience, mainly the parents or the visitor to the system, through an active interaction by exchanging a series of questions and answers. Using natural language, the bot can simulate a human, and by that, it builds a connection with the audience. And the purpose is it handles all kind of enquiries and requests made by parents regarding their child's daycare program. It provides instant replies to queries like timetables, school fees, progress, and all. User must enter this unique student ID to get the details of a particular child. A series of generally asked concerns will be sent one after the other based on the response provided by the visitor. Now, Sinu will explain more on the class diagram. Over to you, Sinu.
Thank you, Merlin. Hi, Professor. I'm Sinu Sebastian. I'm here to explain the class design diagram of Tiny Tots chatbot. This is the picture represents the class design diagram for Tiny Tots chatbot. First, the user input data to the chatbot, and the chatbot compares the user input with the values in the chatbot database. And the chatbot database returns the suitable response to the chatbot. The chatbot also saves the information provided by the user to the database. And finally, the chatbot returns the output to the user. Each input from the user are checked like this and returns the output. This is the workflow of our Tiny Tot chatbot. The development process will be explained by Jisha. Over to you, Jisha. Thank you.
Thank you, Sinu. I'm explaining the development process, and the IDE we have used for this is Visual Studio Code. The database used is SQLite Explorer. The programming language is C#, and Twilio is used as external interface. Live server plugin is used to ensure code coverage and complexity. And there are main three files which we worked on for this project. So that is session.cs, order.cs, and orderbot.test.cs. The session.cs file contains the sessions and messages with which the chatbot can communicate to the user. Order.cs is the file which we use to save the responses from the user to the database. Like, for example, in our case, the student name, the student ID, and what detail the user is looking for from the student, all those kind of details. And orderbot test.cs is the file that contains the unit test cases related to our application. We have written 8 unit test cases in this orderbot test.cs file. And the orderbot test.cs file checks each and every line of the code to ensure it's working correctly. So in the next slide, that's database. This is the database. This is our database, and we have columns like phone, name, detail, and student ID. So in the particular fields, the values input by the user get saved. The name of the student is John, and the detail the user wants to know is about the progress of the student, and the user inputs student ID also. And moving to the next page, the unit test. So this is an example of unit test we have written. So in this unit test, we are just checking if a word like hello, welcome is present in our chatbot messages. So here for each and every line we have written like this, and here we can see on like doing .NET run test. So we can see the status of the test cases, like 0 test cases failed, 8 test cases passed, and nothing is skipped. So all these details are being seen here in this order.bot test.cs file after running the test cases. The next is coverage report. So there is a coverage report being generated on using a certain command. So for that, we have used live server. So here we can see the coverage report being generated, and all the files is having 100% coverage. So if any of the file is not having the particular coverage, we can expand to see the lines and where the coverage is getting compromised, and we can work on that, add more unit test cases, and get 100% coverage. So here we have attained 100% coverage. And next is our chatbot screenshot. So this screenshots shows our the inputs given by the user and the response given by our chatbot. So here first it welcomes, then the user enters the child name. The chatbot asks for child name and user enters child name. And the chatbot asks what detail do you like to know. The user inputs progress and it asks for the student ID. And after getting the student ID, since it's a progress report, the chatbot the details of the progress will be sent by email. So that's the screenshot of our chatbot. So the next phases will be explained by Sanita. Over to you, Sanita.
Thank you, Jisha. So next regarding the testing, the various testing we have included here is the unit testing, system testing, regression testing, and the user acceptance testing. All the test cases are being passed here for the basic functionalities. Here we were able to check for the continuous flow of the messages for any inputs that was provided by the user. To sum up, our TinyChat chatbots performs all the basic functionalities as expected. It interacts with the user and gives a proper response, and which mimics a realistic information passage. So it is recommended to be released. Next, we will go to the future scope. First of all, regarding the payment, we felt it is like having an option to go directly to the payment section from the bot could be an easier way to have a user experience, as well as having or maybe redirecting to the payment gateway from the bot was another option which could be included here. Another way was to like use the voice messages technology over the text messages. People enjoy using hands-free technology, and it makes a user experience much better. Now, next would be the connecting to a chat or calling section, where complex chats or some questions which are unresolved can be solved from an in-person section through a call or maybe a direct chat from a human. Next could be what could be included was having a log system where all the data which are being communicated is being saved, and this could be used to analyze and to increase the performance of the bot for the later users. And next, to conclude, our TinyBot chatbot performs all the basic functionalities as expected. It interacts with the user and gives an appropriate response. It basically mimics a real-life interaction, and it responds to the messages by including key details such as the name of the child in the response, making it as close to realism as possible. The application is tested for its acceptance, and thus the result shows that it is fit to be released. With that, we conclude our presentation. Thank you.